there's times where I know exactly what I'm going to talk about the next time we record a video. And there's times where I have a question in my mind, or I have a topic in my mind, or I have an idea in my mind, and I just come to the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to talk about it and make a video of it. And I have no idea. Some of these videos, by the way, this might get scrapped. You might not hear me saying this to you at all, which makes it pretty useless that I'm talking about it. But some of these ideas, I have recorded some videos in the past that I did because I just did them on a whim. And after an hour, I was like, Goji, the fuck? Why are you doing this? Just stop it. Like, delete the video. You don't want to see it. And I stop and I delete the video, right? Um, but sometimes we will see more of it, like the last obsession about Electric Cowboy being one of those videos where I randomly was like, you know what, let's just talk about it. And in this case, I come with something very, very different. As you probably see in the title, I recently stopped smoking. And I have to put a caveat to that. I've already stopped once smoking. So, in Luxembourg, when I was young, now I'm old. When I was young in Luxembourg, you could officially buy cigarettes when you're 16. Now I think it's 18. I believe so. I'm not quite sure, but I believe now it's 18. Well, back then it was 16. You can start smoking when you're 16. I started when I was 14 because I am quite a giant. I'm 2 meters tall, and even as a 14-year-old boy, I was taller than average. So a lot of places just I was able to buy cigarettes without showing my ID, which, by the way, is illegal if you are a shop owner. Please ask people for IDs. Young people do stupid things. That's a whole other topic. But yeah, I started when I was 14, and I stopped when I was around, like, shortly before 17. So I smoked for 2.5 years around. And I smoked quite a bit. I smoked like about 20-25 cigarettes a day. Which is, if any of you guys smoke, that's quite a lot for a 15-year-old boy. And then I stopped smoking. Why did I stop is numerous things. Firstly, obviously it's unhealthy. Second, I had a friend, and that is one of the main reasons why I stopped smoking. I had a friend who got pregnant, not with my kid. That was not the friendship we had. But she got pregnant and she also smoked. And she was like, if I'm pregnant, I have to stop smoking. It is just for the life of my child. Which, thank you for that you had enough. I was gonna say balls. You had enough female balls to actually realize you need to stop smoking. The reason was, I thought, you know what? She's gonna have a hard time stop smoking. She's gonna have a really hard time. She smoked as much as I did, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna help her. I'm gonna stop smoking as well, so that we are not alone. We have like a companionship around not smoking, which, by the way, worked fine. She stopped smoking, and she started again after she got her baby. And back then, when I stopped smoking, everyone told me like, "Oh man, like it's so difficult. It's really difficult to stop smoking." I had an uncle who tried to stop smoking for multiple years and never was able to do it, with like different like different mechanism to help you to. He took like um, candies that should help him. He had like plasters. I don't know how to say that in English, but he had a bunch of things that should help him to stop smoking, and it took him years and years. And at that time, when I decided to stop smoking, he still smoked. So I was like, this is really difficult. It's going to be a really tough battle. But actually, I thought it was really easy. I don't know. To me, I just so it was a Friday, and I gave my cigarettes that I had to a smoker, and I told him it's a present. And I drove with the bus home. I had no cigarettes in my bag, and I spent the weekend not smoking because I just didn't go out buy more. I was on my PC and I think I played Minecraft if I remember correctly. I even remember that I took down a whole forest for a huge building that I was trying to do. That, speaking aside, my gaming memories aside, there was 2 cigarettes that I missed dearly. One was after waking up, and one was in the evening after my last bit of food. Those 2 cigarettes I missed. But those were the only ones I missed. So I had to just go outside for a second. Someone rang my doorbell, but I'm back. Anyways, I was talking about the only 2 cigarettes that I missed, right? If I remember correctly. So those 2 cigarettes did take some effort to kind of not give into the cravings. But other than those 2 cigarettes, I didn't feel any cravings at all. Like, it was fine. I just played video games, and Monday again I went back to school. I just told my friends, like, you guys please don't give me a cigarette. Even if I would ask, please don't. Some of them did that, some of them even asked me anyway. But I didn't have a hard time to say no. Like, I wasn't, should I say yes or should I say no? I was like, no, don't do that. Please don't. And it was quite easy. In fact, after I think a week or something, I didn't have any cravings at all. It was just gone. And back then I was like, oh, other people are just too weak. They're not as strong as I am. I'm just that great. And afterwards, way later, I went to the hospital, and they told me, like, I have high functioning autism as well as borderline, which what it is partially important to the story. Borderline people as well as autism have like a big moral compass. One of their biggest strengths of those are that they have a big moral compass. It is the ability to say no and to stick with it. I'm not saying that I got past my smoking because I have a mental illness. It's not my point. My point is that at the end of the day, all for you to stop smoking is saying no. And the reason why I now fully know that is when I was at the hospital, everyone was smoking around me. And I was in a really terrible state. I had very high depression. I still struggle with it sometimes. But yeah, I had crazy depression, and it was like, you know what? I'm just gonna smoke, whatever. I don't care about my life anyway. So I started smoking again. And now, let me see, 1.5 weeks ago, I decided, you know what? It's time to stop again. Like, why am I doing this? There's no point. It's now 1.5 weeks ago, and I feel no cravings at all. I don't. I don't know. I decided, hey, this is my last cigarette. I'm not gonna buy a package. I'm just not gonna buy it. I used to buy them when I put gas into my car. And I just decided that when I do that, I don't buy cigarettes. So next time I had to refill my car, I just didn't buy cigarettes. And I don't know, but it's that easy. It is. So there's a few cigarettes, as a smoker, I know, there's a few cigarettes a day that you value quite high. For me, it always was the one in the morning and the one after my last meal. Those two always felt the best for me. And those were the only ones where I had kind of a struggle. But at the end of the day, stopping to smoke is just about you to say no. And that might sound really easy, or that might sound really difficult. It depends on how you view it. But in the end of the day, it's all about that. There's nothing more complicated to it. You don't need all that stuff. If you do need it and it helps you, sure, go ahead. There's multiple ways on things that can help you stop smoking. But at the end of the day, it's just about you telling to yourself, no, I'm not gonna smoke. And what helps is just do something different. Do anything, I don't know. For example, make a YouTube video about it where you talk about stop smoking instead of smoking. Or, I don't know, play a game. Go out with your dog. Do anything, I don't care. It is just about you. First, don't have any cigarettes in your place, because that makes it really difficult. Or makes it more difficult. Second, don't buy new cigarettes. And that's it. It's done. You did it. So, if any of you guys are smoking, are considering to stop smoking, you can do it. Absolutely. I don't doubt it for a second. Anyone can. And when you set your mind to it, it won't be as difficult as people tell you it is. That was the issue I had in the beginning, where everyone around me was making out to be really difficult. It's so crazy. How can you do that? Da, 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 da. No. Just decide for yourself. If you value your own life in a way where you say, this is my moral standard, my moral compass, and I'm not gonna go past it, then don't. It sounds so simple and so difficult at the same time, but it is less difficult than you might think. And that's all I wanted to talk about. So if you guys saw the video and I decided to upload it, then like, share, subscribe, comment, whatever. Maybe tell me your experiences smoking or not smoking or stopping to smoke. Maybe send this video to someone that wants to stop smoking and doesn't have the mental capacity to stop smoking for whatever reason. There could be plenty of reasons. But maybe this video helps some of you to gain confidence that to stop smoking is not that difficult. It is very doable. So thank you for watching. Thank you for coming by. And see you guys on another day. Bye.